Hello, hello, hello. Right out of the gate, I see a small little broadband, and I hope that we are not just glitching right out the gate. What's up? It's Tuesday night. Time to talk about the Bad Batch. You already know the one getting into it with us is the one, the only, a fandom D-Saint. What's up, my man?
Hey yo, fan of saying here. Just watching this episode, they really should have had a two part 1 hour. Now just break this down. It probably would have been better if it was all just 1 hour, just like the first episode. And maybe DJ would have enjoyed it better.
Like I was saying, I got some mixed emotions about this one. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. Kind of falling somewhere in between. There was parts I really, and there was parts I was just like Omega, looking side-eyed at it a little bit. I was like, wait a minute, we got to talk about some of these things. But Admiral Tarkin started this week off just straight away showing what a complete asshat he is. He has zero remorse, talking nothing but shit, spewing lies right out of the gate. I'm like, Tarkin thinks Cham was a breeze to take down, and his people won't be much harder. Like, is he underestimating this situation?
Nah, this man knows what he's doing. That's all about the Empire, man.
Man, I wish he was on the good side because this man is, like I was saying last episode, he's too smart for anybody's own good. Like, he needs to be fighting for the good guys because he is just evil in all the right ways for the Empire. And yeah, ain't nothing nice going to go up against this man. But when he brought the kids into it and started talking about Hera, I was like, ooh, and then tried to bring that mess to Eleni, her mom. She was real quick to let him know, like, don't even try me. I've seen how you treat your friends. I prefer to stay enemies. Like, these two are going to end up butting heads in the future, aren't they?
Of course. Did someone say like, is she even still alive though, Hera's mom, or no?
Uh-oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah. I was
Spoiler
waiting
alert.
for her to die or something.
Well, let's just put it this way. If she does end up dying, is it going to be Admiral Tarkin is the cause of her death?
If so, then you probably would start liking these past 2 episodes, DJ. The build up to her death.
I love the last one. This one just had a couple moments that it was like I had to take a couple woosals and remember that it is just a cartoon. Because I was like, wait a minute. Wait just a damn minute. But even Hauser, the new clone, knows something just isn't right. Like, he's seeing the way that Tarkin's talking to these people and how he's treating it, and he's like, this isn't how things go. And Tarkin doubled down outside, telling Hauser to arrest all Cham's sympathizers. Like, interestingly, Hauser seems to have like a working mind of his own and tells him that it's not right, and we can't do it without causing an uprising. Like, there's no way to, without probable cause, just go out and start arresting people. Like, how come Hauser seems to be able to think for himself and not just blindly follow orders?
I was saying that since the previous episode. Like, does he have an inhibitor chip on him or something? Was it damaged? Like, was something happening off screen? Was he in Clone Wars? Like, these are my questions here. Because every single time this man gives like an order, he just thinks for himself. I'm like, what's going on here? I got to see this man's reaction during Order 66. Like, was he, shooting down some Jedi, or was he just second guessing everything now?
Exactly. Or was he in the Emerald and he wasn't around any Jedi, so nobody really knows how it's going to react to that? Because, yeah, something's just off with this guy. Just seems a little too cool. Something's a little off with him. What's up, Peter Griffin? I see you out there. Tarkin's a bad man. Even Vader didn't mess with him that much during A New Hope. I'm telling you, man, this Tarkin, he is too smart for anybody's own good, man. Can't be messing with this man. He is all bad in all the right ways. Dangerous, very dangerous. But Tarkin, being 3 steps ahead, flips it on Hauser, saying if Cam Syndulla isn't responsible for the attempt on the senator's life, then who is? And of course, Hauser couldn't answer that, so Tarkin just says, you know what, leave the thinking to me. And that just shows just how evilly splendid this man is. Like, too bad and too good for anybody's own. Ain't nothing right. Ain't nothing good with it. But Hauser then offers to bring in Hera himself because he wants to do the right thing because he's friends with the family. But Tarkin's like, nah, don't worry about it. Does this mean that he already had Crosshair on the job?
Of course. He didn't want no loose ends. And he probably is suspecting Hauser at this rate.
Yeah, that's just crazy. And he is 3 steps ahead, so he probably already knows, like, no, I can't have Hauser do this kind of thing. Like, he knows exactly what's up. Like, he's playing chess when everybody else is playing checkers. And of course, we see the very next scene that Crosshair and his crew are on the task to find Hera. And Hera and Chopper survey the area and realize that they need to send out a transmission stat. You think if Crosshair had the chance, he would kill Hera on sight?
Yep, he'll kill anyone on site as long as it's following orders.
That's so dark. So dark. But out somewhere in space, Omega is trying to fix the Gonk droid, and Hunter says you can't. It's defective. So if this thing is defective, why do they even still have that damn thing on board?
It's just like themselves, like they're defective, so it's like, oh, we need a defective robot. At this rate, I will be surprised if their ship all this time was defective, yet it was able to carry them for mission after mission after mission.
It's just part of the family. Like, hey, we'll
Mhm.
just go with it. Or I mean, maybe it's just there for a record to work out with. I mean, if it's defective, what is it doing taking up space on this thing? But Tech says they have an unknown transmission coming in, and of course it's Hera, and it seems Omega has given Hera the comm channel in case of an emergency, and this definitely counts as an emergency. And Hunter tells Omega it's a big galaxy, and they can't be putting themselves on the line every time someone's in trouble. And Omega's like, why not? Isn't that what soldiers do? Like, this seems to strike a chord with Hunter, but I was like, why? Wasn't he the one that was in the right? They're just one squad. They cannot save the entire galaxy by themselves. So it's like, is the daddy syndrome, like not wanting to disappoint Omega, gonna end up getting him and his whole crew killed, or what?
See, I would agree and disagree with both of them. Like one, good, you're trying to help out the people, but at the same time, you don't know Hera like that. And you just gave her like the information you needed for communication stuff. Like, I don't know about that, Chief. But at the same time, they're pretty much trying to like work a creed with a Bad Batch. Because I want what was it the previous episode they saying like what do soldiers do? And I'm not sure if she said like they good soldiers follow orders or something of that nature. But it seems like their whole way of life is gonna now change. No, because previous episodes they're like, what are we gonna do now? And
Mm-hmm.
at one point, I thought there was after like they're no longer in debt with Sid, they just stopped messing with Sid. But in previous episode, they're still helping Sid,
Exactly.
so they
Well,
don't
I
know
mean,
what to do with their lives really. So this could be like the first step in just like helping people across the galaxy.
absolutely, I agree. I agree. I think they're, yep, they're falling in line and falling on a path that they don't even realize it's already been set for them. But yeah, he's right. Like I said, he can't be. I mean, he's going to do what he's going to do, and they are soldiers. But it doesn't mean soldiers have to just go on suicide missions for every single person. Like there has to be a fine line. And I mean, I get it. This is an important one, but like you said, you just can't help everybody. And she's just like, why not? Isn't that what soldiers do? No, soldiers get the job done. They don't just go on suicide missions. So I don't know. She needs some explaining, like the finer points on things. But the batch fly in to meet Hera, and she wastes no time in asking for their help to free her parents. She even offers to pay. And Hunter says that they'll check out the situation, but no guarantees. And did you see the side eye Omega gave him when he said that? She's all, I know you're not about to tell this girl no. Like, I could not believe the wicked side eye she gave this man.
Of course, she pretty much made a friend talking about how flying crap. Then it's like you can't save my friend. I'll give the side eye too.
I was like, wait a minute. I don't know this girl.
He's like, kids like overreact to everything. She's like, no, we don't. Oh, I loved
Oh.
it.
Peter Griffin says it was half their fault with the arms deal. That's a bit of guilt, but I don't know, man. They were just out there doing jobs. Like I said, they didn't get this. They didn't get this man caught up. He even warned them. He's like, "Hey, this is gonna raise some eyebrows. I hope you know what you're doing." And obviously, Gobi did not know what he was doing. Hunter should have took the cash. We're going to talk about that, Peter Griffin, because my man's crew's got to eat too. I was like, wait a minute, you did all this and just did it for free? Like, wait a minute, what's really going on here? Like, yeah, that was messed up.
Guess they're gonna go back to that plan and get some of those dragons.
Man, something. Yeah, exactly. They got to do something because, man, a man's got to eat. He's like, I'm going to eat an electrical dragon. No, let's get the good food. We're talking about some mix. How about Tarkin's speech to the Twi'leks, though? Like, I know the attack on Senator Taw has left you all shaken, but fret not. Order is restored and stronger than ever. And the people are like, wait a minute. I didn't even like this cat. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it was just crazy. This man is just too good.
Like you said, though, it's like if no one liked them, it's like, he dead. So what?
But he's kind of playing him into it like, He's just gaslighting everybody like, oh no, you love this man and you are so hurt that he got shot. And yeah, I don't know. And it's almost like it's working. It's crazy.
It is crazy because it'll be weird because it's like previous episode they didn't like him. He died. They should be rejoicing.
Exactly. It's like, dude, he's greedy and was out for himself. Nobody cares about him. But yeah, like I said, he's trying to gaslight him and it's almost working. And the Bad Batch scoped the situation to find a little cherry on top. Crosshair's here. And then Hunter senses a probe droid and quickly takes it out, but not before it transmitted the footage to base. So now they know that the Bad Batch are here on Ryloth. And Hunter says the element of surprise is gone and Crosshair will expect the attack. So he's like, I'll get you off land. I'll get you off planet, but that's about all we can do. And then she offers to pay double, but he reminds her that if they're all dead, it doesn't matter how much they make. It's just not worth it. And says to her, like, I mean, she's like, it is to me, but of course it is to you. But like he was saying, we cannot just put ourselves in harm's way in every situation, just walk into a suicide mission for every person in the galaxy. Like, we're only 4 dudes, 5 with Omega. But then Omega yells at him saying that he shouldn't have done that. And I'm like, said what? The truth? Like, doesn't Omega kind of have a lot of nerve in this situation?
She does. But hey, since it's a Rebels character, we gotta go save.
It was just too much. I mean, I think Omega was just a bit out of line in this one. Like, I think she was overstepping just a little bit. But Omega tells Hunter, she's like, I would do it for you. And again, like, it hits him right in the soft spot. And I'm just like, are you a soldier or just an old soft daddy boy now? Because, like, I don't know. He's just bending over backwards for this girl. It's like, you have to do what's best for your entire crew, not just make Omega happy all the time.
I mean, she is right though, because back in like the first episode, like she did it for them. She didn't really have like no connection, so it's like, do it.
Yeah, I would do it for you. I have done it for you. So what's really going on? So making them feel all guilty and shit. That's kind of messed up. Oh, he said, I like the strategy chess match. I like the strategy chess match, by the way, Hunter and Crosshair. Yeah, they're going back and forth. And Crosshair with everybody. I mean, he's so much smarter than I ever gave him credit for right out of the gate. Like, my man is a strategist.
Mm-hmm.
I have to give Omega a little pass. Hera probably her first friend ever. That's true. She finally got off of the little planet and is out here in the galaxy and finally met somebody kind of her own age and another girl. And yeah, she's feeling some kind of way about it. But god dang, you gotta get your boys killed. Admiral Tarkin lets Hauser know he's not happy with just half the sympathizers being caught. He wants all of the sympathizers caught. And I'm like, Hauser warns, like, this is going to cause an uprising. Like, do you think that's Tarkin's end goal? That's what he really wants?
Yeah. One that works in the favor of the Empire. I'm about to say the Republic. Tragic.
So he wants them to uprise so the Empire can just come in strong and then put them all on lockdown. Like, oh, you resisted against us, so now this planet's ours type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, they want. I mean, they're obviously mining for all this stuff. They want to have total control over that. And Crosshair warns that Force 99 is on Ryloth, and Tarkin tells him to stay on task and find the Syndulla girl, or he's going to find someone that can. Is he trying to cause a rift between Crosshair and Hauser right now?
Yep.
Even
then, like, didn't they? I don't even think that they're even like cool like that, honestly.
Yeah, it seems like there's already a little tension between them, and it seems like Admiral's trying to kind of make it even worse. Maybe so they don't team up against him. Keep your enemies.
Possibly.
So back on the secret base, Hera's pouting about these total strangers not wanting to risk their lives to save her parents. And I get that she's young, but she's old enough and smart enough for Uncle Gobi to be inviting her along on missions. So shouldn't she be a little more realistic about this situation? Like, usually strangers don't just come in and risk their neck for no reason whatsoever. Like, isn't Hera being a little unrealistic about all this?
Yep. But when you're that desperate.
That's just it. Desperation makes you do desperate things, I guess. And I wasn't really feeling them like shoving the whole strategery angle at us. Like when Hera asks, why would Hunter listen to me? And Omega replies, because it's strategic. I'm like, no, it's suicide. Are you kidding me? Why would Hunter listen to you? And the answer is he wouldn't. Or am I missing something? Like, even Chopper was shaking his head like, what are you two talking about? Good.
I can't unwatch this. I watch this episode the same again after this stream.
Oh man. But Hauser visits the Syndulas in jail, and he's keeping it real. Like, you attacked an Imperial convoy. What did you think was going to happen? And Eleni's like, Ta gave us no choice. They had to protect their daughter. And what an impossible situation. And Cam's right. Like, after all this, how could they possibly trust Hauser when he seems to be on the side of evil? And I mean, that hurts Hauser to hear that Cham doesn't trust him, but he seems like smart enough to get why. I mean, how could he at this point? And more each day, he seems to be recognizing that he's on the wrong side of things. Like, good soldiers follow orders. So is Hauser not a good soldier? He seems to be a free thinker. So, like, something the Empire has no interest in is free thinkers from these clones. So is Hauser going to be like the final straw that turns the Empire against all the clones?
No, it's mainly the Bad Batch, but he could be like one of the catalysts to it.
You think I mean, I don't know, the way he's going against it and the way Admiral Tarkin's kind of right in him, it's like he seems like Admiral Tarkin might just see like, yeah, these guys think too much and they're too smart for our own good. We need soldiers that follow orders. So it almost seems like this Hauser thing is going to be a deal one way or the other. But time will tell, and I think by the next episode we're going to get a lot more about this Hauser cat. Hera tells the crew her plan, and they all seem to be in for it. And, like, how lost is this crew? Like, they're basically SEAL Team 6 reduced to following a plan of a teenage Twi'lek. That's kind of the part that's getting me out of it. I'm like, how? I was like, dude, you're the best of the best, and now we're just taking advice and plans from teenage girls who aren't soldiers at all? That just kind of blew me away.
It's a backdoor pilot for a new TV series, man. Star Wars, the teenage girl.
Star Wars, the teenage girl. Oh man, I wonder if Hauser really thought they were going to tell him where Hera was. Yeah, exactly. Like at that point, I mean, he's smarter than that. How could you possibly trust this man? Like you are with the evil. You're with the wrong side. I ain't telling you nothing about where my daughter is. Are you crazy? But Hunter buys the plan, and even the two girls are like, really? I was like, even Tech chimes in, like, by themselves? I mean, Hunter says, I guess we'll follow your lead. And stuff like this is when I was talking. I just had to sit back and be like, okay, it's just a cartoon. Just breathe, let it go, because this whole situation was ridiculous.
It was
just too much, way too much. The plan seems to be going well until a trooper notices Chopper in the place he's not supposed to be. And for some reason, Chopper wasn't able to get the cannons offline and got spotted before he was able to figure out. And Hera wants to, of course, go save Chopper. And Omega's like, we will, but first we finish our part of the mission and get those cannons offline. So Hera's like, how are we going to do that? And Omega's like, well, you always wanted to be a pilot, right? And I'm like, so this plan is just going swimmingly. I'm like, again, this is why it would never go down this way. Like, so far, the plan is going exactly the way you think a plan from a teenage Twi'lek would go. Like, terrible. I was just the whole time, I'm like, how would Hunter ever let this happen? Like, he wouldn't. This is ridiculous. But Hunter and Echo make their way up the wall, and even Hera at this point is telling Omega, like, my parents would never approve of this plan. And even she knows it's all gone to shit. But, like, Omega's like, hey, I won't tell if you won't. And again, I'm just like, who's-how? It's just a cartoon. This is just ridiculous. And Omega and Hera steal the shuttle and tell Echo not to shoot it down. And Tech's like, what shuttle? I was like, the shuttle was never part of the plan. So again, this is just, it's going great. But as ridiculous as it all was, it was cool to see Hera kind of somewhat on her first solo flight. And we also see Chopper, like, getting his bad bot on as he takes out the two troopers who thought they had him under control. Like, nope, he's just biding his time. Because I'm telling you, Chopper is the bot of bots. He's so dope.
Yeah. Better than R2D2, apparently.
No, I'm telling you, man. Wait till you get down on Rebels. Chopper is the bot of bots. Oh, he's got attitude. I mean, yeah, he's amazing. What I never really noticed before, but Tech is one hell of a pilot. Like, even Wrecker wasn't ready when Tech, like, threw it into gear and just like, let's get it. Like, Tech was making moves behind that wheel. You know, he was such a good pilot.
Nope. Thought he was just good at freaking technology, but not really as a flyer.
Right? He was getting it, dude, making moves, dipping on those blasters. He didn't get shot not one time. Like, he was sick with his. And Tarkin was none too happy. Hauser tells him like the refinery's under attack, and Tarkin's like, I'll handle it. You stay here and protect the capital. And then we see Hunter and Echo have made it to free the Syndulas. Gobi's like, these are the mercenaries, but I didn't hire them. And Hunter's like, well, Hera did. So, and she's like, oh, is Hera safe? It's like, I don't know. Hera's doing things. She's making all these moves, but again, I don't know. So many things. Like, again, when they give him the money, you did the job, you paid everything. How are you not going to take the money when they try to pay you after all this, after all you've gone through, putting your life on the line? Like, do you think that
I don't need the money.
Yeah.
You should have took the money. I'm sorry.
It's like, dude, mercenary or not, you need gas, you need repairs on your ship, you need food. I mean, when's the next Mentel mech's going to come in? Who's paying for that? Like, I was just like, man, you got to take the cash. I was dying out there. But I guess that's all how you look at it. Hera's out there getting her lessons on the fly, and talk about like trial by fire. Like, she's saying she's starting to get the hang of this. I'm like, is this really the place to be starting to get the hang of learning how to fly in the middle of a mission like this? It's like, you got so many lives on the line. This is just insanity. And Crosshair and his crew are on the way to the refinery when Crosshair is like, wait a minute, that's not the target. And it is really too bad that Crosshair's so evil, because he would have been a great asset to the rebellion. Like, it seems like he would have made a great general, no?
He would have.
I mean, he seems to be smarter than half the people he's following orders from. But Crosshair figures it out, and it's a misdirect, and he gets his crew into place to foil it all, and he's going to catch the Bad Batch and the Syndulas in one fatal swoop. But thankfully, Hauser stops him from walking in right into Crosshair's trap. But they're like, how can we trust you? And he's like, because I finally realized I am on the wrong side of things. And he explains, like, he sees the Empire is wrong, and Eleni says, you have to come with us. They're going to know you helped us escape. And Hauser's like, nay, he will not abandon his men. But I'm like, what did he think was going to happen in that situation? Shouldn't he have a little bit more of a plan than just walking out with a conscience?
Nah, I'm telling you. It's like normal clones, they just follow orders. Bad Batch and now Omega now, they just pretty much go with the fly, go with the unthinkable plan, even though it sounds ridiculous. And it's pretty much that episode.
This whole episode. But Hauser, I mean, what do you think's going to happen? You're just going to walk out there with a conscience and be like, we shouldn't do this. And what, you're just going to walk away? Like, he's lucky Crosshair didn't take him out like he did the other guy that tried to not follow orders. I was like, that's not how the Empire deals with it. It's like, you should be.
I'm surprised some of the clones even like put their guns down when he gave that speech. I was like, what?
Yeah, if you're walking out, you might want to keep them guns because people are coming for you.
Like, I'm very curious about these clones on this planet.
Yeah, it's crazy. The troopers. And just before leaving, Hunter looks back like one more time at Hauser. Like, what do you think he was thinking right there? Is he going to try to recruit Hauser into the Bad Batch, or was he just thinking like, man, we're probably going to have to come back and save this cat next time?
Yep. I wonder probably that's next week's episode. Or I should say this week's episode. Try to save him, or at least have them contact Rex to try to get him out. Because that is a very, very good asset right there. If he dies, that was a waste.
Exactly. And I'm with you, Peter. I thought for a second that Crosshair was going to snipe him just like he did old boy. So I was a little worried for Hauser. I was like, oh, no. We're just starting to care about this guy. Don't take him out already. Don't do it to me. But yeah, Crosshair's men ask if they should move in, and Crosshair's like, no, just stay right there. This is their way out. Why was he so sure of that? Like, did he not think about them taking the Senator's shuttle? Like, did we just catch Crosshair slipping for the first time?
Yep.
What happened with that? And it's not the Syndulas. It's not the Syndulas there when the doors open. Just Hauser with a decent little speech, talking about how they're on the wrong side of things, and some of his men actually feel the same way and throw down their weapons. And like we were just saying, like, isn't this just sealing their doom? We see how the Empire deals with soldiers who don't follow orders. Like, I just feel like he seems smart enough. He should have had a little better plan than that, than just walking out like that.
We got 4 more episodes. We got time.
He says something's going to happen. After Hauser's little speech and watching the Bad Batch get away yet again, Crosshair seemed to have kind of a look about him. Like, he seems to have been feeling like some kind of way. Is he starting to realize he's on the wrong side of things and his brothers were right all along?
Doubt it.
It's like, that ain't it. Is there any way Crosshair gets back with Force 99, or is he just simply irredeemable at this point?
Like they could do it. And I think we talked about this before. Like probably if they're doing a what, either near the end of season 2 or just the finale, where they could try to do it and then go into season 3. But who knows at this rate? Like I just want Hunter just to kill Crosshair. If he's irredeemable, just kill him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's any redemption arc for this man. Peter Griffin thinks Crosshair will be back, but man, I'm not so sure. Now, the dying saving them, maybe, because we see that big scar. Like he got fried on that as an inhibitor chip. So is that going to come into effect and be a thing here soon?
Repeat that?
If you see Crosshair every time he takes his helmet, like his head's like melted right there from when the ship got him the last time you ran against the Bad Batch. So did that like melt his inhibitor chip, or is that going to have some kind of effect on his inhibitor chip? Because that's right where the chip is right where his head's all messed up and scarred.
This begs your video, DJ. Did the chip really do anything?
Telling you, no. This man has been evil from Jump Street. That's my whole point. I'm like, I don't think the chip matters. I don't think it mattered one bit. He's just going to do what he's going to do. Was Hunter right to tell this? Yeah, we were talking about it. You got to take the money. Hunter's not right to tell. He should not have told them to keep the payment. Like his boys got to eat, and who the hell is going to pay for the next Mentel next round? Like, what's Wrecker and Omega going to do? Not eat? Come on, they need their mix. And Champ Syndulla was hoping to be done with wars, but knows as people need them now more than ever, they need to reorganize. But Hunter's like, sorry, we can't help with that. I got my own boys to look out for. And Elaney tells him that if the war is coming, it's going to be your fight as well. So are the Bad Batch already basically rebels, the rebellion's best fighters, and just don't even realize they're in it yet?
Of course.
That's going to be the end realization, like in the finale. They're going to realize like they've been fighting this fight all along, just didn't even know it. I think that's how it's going to end. He said, or from the ion charge. Yeah, it's scrambled. Yeah, his inhibitor chip, I don't know. I don't think it matters, but I don't think it's working properly. There's no way it could be. It's been fried off the side of his face. I mean, he is maimed right there. Omega's pretty smart, so I thought it was a little silly when she asked Hera, like, do you really have to go? Like, what'd she think she was going to do, save her parents and then just stay with the Bad Batch? Like, I just thought that was a silly, unnecessary line, but they hug, and something tells me that we will definitely be seeing these two team up again at some point. Are we going to get another Hera sighting before the season's over?
If so, it better be better than this episode. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. This episode just hit me the wrong way. Something about it. But the last scene, we hear Admiral Tarkin admit that he had underestimated the Bad Batch, and he makes mention that he wished they were fighting for him and not against him. Is there any way that our crew ends up getting caught and modified back to work for the Empire?
I can see them getting caught and trying to be, since they see so much like potential in them. If not, dead.
He said, just kill him. Oh, ruthless. Crosshair requests to hunt him down, and Tarkin grants it. But will Crosshair kill one of the Bad Batch before the end of the season, do you think?
Most likely.
Who do you think it would be?
Say it once, say it again. It's not Hunter? Wrecker? What's the point?
Because doesn't it just have to be Echo, kind of the last guy in the batch? Him and Crosshair kind of.
That would be like no emotional attachment to them, man. If it would be crazy if it's actually Omega. So then it's like, okay, Omega wanted us to do X, Y, and Z, save people, all sort of stuff, be a true soldier. Then that would be a good way then to enter season 2. But since we didn't see, Boba yet and his reaction to Omega, that's probably not going to happen. Unless it does happen before the finale, then kill Omega.
Do you think we get a Boba Fett sighting before the finale?
I'll be surprised. Have they ever did like an after credit scene in these like Clone Wars or Rebels? They never do that. Doubt it.
I don't know. I think in the finale we get a Boba sighting. I think Boba comes to see his sister and see what's what. I definitely think that happens. He might even come and kill Omega. I don't know. But I think we get an Omega sighting. Peter Griffin doesn't think we're going to see Hera again until the Ahsoka series. I got to disagree. I think we're going to get another Hera sighting. I mean, I don't think you just give her 2 episodes and put her out. I think one way or another, the Syndullas are going to be back in action in the Bad Batch. Ooh, you think we get a Vader scene by the end? That'd be pretty dope. You can never get that Vader. That would be absolutely amazing. Oh, that'd be sick. So do you think there's any way Crosshair dies before the end of the season?
Nope, they gotta drag him.
He's the man. He's too exciting, too great of a character. They can't kill him. Oh man. Yeah, so you think there is a part that like he's might not be too far gone. He might actually become part of the Bad Batch, or if not, die trying.
Yeah, if they're gonna try to do the redeemable angle, 20%.
He gives it 20%, folks. You heard it here first. Oh yeah, so like I said, I was feeling some kind of way about this episode. It was not my favorite. Some of the things were just downright silly, and like I had to just kick back. And that happens, that happens in the Rebels and Clone Wars too. Like you're such a great series, but every once in a while, they just kind of kick back and remind you that, oh yeah, this is a silly cartoon, and you just got to take it for what it is sometimes. But all in all, I'm definitely pumped to see the next one, and yeah, super excited to see how they finish this out because only 4 episodes left. Anything that you want to make sure you see before the finale hits? Any questions you want answered?
I need a Crosshair versus Hunter. Hopefully we get Boba. If we don't, it's like, okay, I guess they're gonna save our season 2, and they just want to like hint the whole thing of like why Omega's so important. Because we only got like 4 more episodes, so it's like, are we gonna? Hopefully they're gonna recruit Hauser. If not, try to recruit him next season. At this rate, it just seems like within these final episodes, it's like they're gonna try to set up the next season. That's what it seems like they're gonna try to do, and I'm all for it. And when it all ends, I won't be upset because I still got Clone Wars to watch, I got Rebels to watch, and I got The Mandalorian to watch. So I got a whole bunch of content.
You're in there. You're going to get your Star Wars fix in regardless. It's coming no matter what. Oh, but that's going to do it for us. I hope everybody's having a fantastic time watching this episode, this whole series. I'm loving it. Like I said, I didn't absolutely love this particular episode, but I'm all in on the series. And yeah, fingers crossed and definitely both ends clasped that they go ahead and renew it and give us a season 2 because I don't think they can get it all in by the end of season 1. I want to see an Ahsoka visual. I want to see maybe a Vader visual would be amazing. And that'd be awesome if Boba Fett gets in here. I really do think we're going to see a Boba Fett in the finale. I think that would be just awesome. They will raise the stakes. The last 4 episodes is the best, most of the Clone Wars. Yep, absolutely, on Rebel shows. So, yeah, I think it's going to get real good real quick as well. Last 4 episodes of Clone Wars was the 4 of the best episodes ever. Man, the whole last season was just sick. Like, it was so twisted and dark and weird. And, oh, man, yeah, Clone Wars gets amazing. So, everybody out there, make sure you're getting those Clone Wars and Rebels series watched. And because, yeah, they're going to keep giving those cameos up in here in the Bad Batch. And you don't want to be missing out. So, I hope everybody's having an absolutely amazing week. And it only gets better from here. And until this Saturday, be easy, everybody.